And we're live.
And
All
we're
right.
live.
Hello, everybody. I see Cindy has joined us. We are here for our Joyous Sharing live stream show. And today it's about boho art. So I'm going to be making an art journal page, and it looks like Peg is too. She's got phone issues. People are bothering her. and
No, it's the YouTube thing again. It's like
oh,
it's
the
not
chat
working
kicked you out?
again. Yeah, I've already been here this morning. It should just take me there. Yeah,
Stupid.
YouTube is playing games again. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Marie. So glad you guys are here. And my good friend Shell is here. So, yay. And I finally have a chat. Woohoo.
Woohoo! Yep.
Oh.
Mine, I did never click off mine, so it's still there. Um, but Peg, what do you think boho is?
Um, I think it's just a look or a feeling, kind of a bohemian, casual kind of look. It can go anywhere from everything pure white. Like if you look back in the day when everybody was doing macrame and they were doing all these fancy knots, and it was just, tying knots or, making those fancy bracelets or, yeah, boho. Hello. This is considered boho, right? This is considered boho. These are tags that I received from friends when I was in a boho swap. So you can see they're very colorful. They have kind of a Eastern feel about them. I mean, if you look, there's a camel on this one. There's an elephant on this one. There's the mandala kind of look on this one. The peacock. It's just that sort of look. And so, I started making some papers with that sort of look to them for backgrounds and things. What do you think it is, Shell?
Well, I kind of looked up on the internet, and to me, it seemed like it was hippie, like bold colored flowers and feathers and mandalas and bright colors, and kind of a just what I would consider hippie. So that's the direction I'm going with it.
Yeah.
I got bright colored papers, um, very bright papers, and I'm gonna use a face on mine, and I'm gonna make her look more. I cut the top of her head off. These two graphics
Poor
are
thing.
they're from Unsplash, so they're royalty free. So I'm going to give her a headscarf because I think that's a hippie kind of thing, which I've already started to cut a few things because I didn't know how much time. I've got stencils and things, and then also this shape seemed to be really common. I don't know what it's called, but I should know what this is called. But what is this?
Let me look. Let me look at what you're doing.
This
Um,
teardrop thing.
oh, that's a paramecium, isn't it?
I don't know. Whatever this
Well,
shape seems
okay.
really
Back in the day
common.
when we used to get Madras uh,
Yeah.
stuff from India, because hello, I am the original hippie chick.
Well, then that must be why you like boho.
That was all over all of your clothing.
Yeah,
It
I
was
don't.
part of what you got.
I think the only thing I had with that sort of a shape on it was a a handkerchief headband.
Ah,
They have those on there, like even just those plain red ones that the Cowboys have.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, Vicky says it's
they're saying
paisley.
paisley. Yes, it was called paisley, that design.
Yes, I think that is boho. That paisley is boho to me. So,
Yeah. Well, it could
um,
be considered boho. There's a lot of things that are considered boho. I want to say hi to the people that are jumping in here now. We got Barbara and we've got Vicky S. And let me see who else is joining us. I think Sybil is here. Laura is here. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. So glad you're here with us.
so
Um,
glad you guys like to come and listen to us natter about stuff.
So yeah, back in the day, oh my gosh. I mean, a lot of things that we did, like I did um a lot of stitching, hand stitching back then. So I would take things like my blue jeans and I would do designs like, this kind of design or something. I would stitch it into my jeans or your jackets or your scarves or, everything was just ornate, just had all this ornate stuff on it. Um, so I mean, any of this can be considered boho. All right. There is no classification that says this is where you draw the line and this is and this isn't. Because
Yeah, near as I can tell with what I looked at for boho, there is no line.
yeah, yeah,
A little bit on the gaudy side, maybe.
yeah. Well, the
Lots of
bright
trims and just stuff like that.
yeah, the bright colors are definitely part of it for me. Um,
Yes.
like I'm working right now, I'm working in one of those black journals, and you notice that this hot pink is pretty gaudy, right? Pretty gaudy. And I have a stencil, which is kind of a starburst stencil, and I'm using that shimmer metallic gilding polish because it's pretty and it's bright and it shows up on that black really well. And if you like doing stenciling and doodling around stuff, this works pretty well. So I'm just, putting that into my stencil brush so that I've got a nice coat on here. And I'm just going to rub that through my stencil and get an image on my page. And then, I can use my markers on that black page because that's a lot of fun. So you can see I've added that other element to my page, and I can get, drop that in the water. I can get another stencil and I can grab a gel pen and, check your gel pens because I was playing earlier. You guys can't see it real well, probably here. I was using one of those glitter gel pens on top. And I can see it here, but you may not be able to see it just because of, being a video. But you can put sparkly stuff on top of sparkly stuff. Um, I don't know where my pen is that I was using. Oh, there it is. All right, so I've got a pink pen here and another element, and so I can just keep building my page using elements that I consider adding to my boho look of this page, which is kind of fun. What do you guys do? What have you done that's boho? Tell me all about what you're doing that's boho. Is anybody playing along today? Who's playing along? Thanks, Vicky. That's so sweet of you. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, Laura embroidered her jeans too. You betcha. That was all part of it. You had to have your embroidered jeans.
Well, I think that when all that was happening, I was younger because I remember my aunt and I had an aunt. My mom had 10 people in the family, a lot of kids, and she was the oldest. So for me, some of my aunts and uncles were teenagers when I was a child. So I remember my aunt having all that type of a kind of a vibe about stuff that she wore. And I also remember another of my aunts and my mom one summer making a bunch of clothes for us kids that had embroidery. And uh, there was this type of jeans called hash jeans, except for they were very expensive. And so
Yeah.
my aunt and my mom made them for us,
Yeah.
and they had like stuff on the pockets, like
Yeah.
stars and things on the pockets that they embroidered. I remember that. I remember like kind of peasant blouses
Yep.
that had big fluffy sleeves and like lace on the edges and stuff that they made for us that was that style at that time. So I think maybe the time that you were doing that was probably my mom and aunt were probably doing it for
Yeah.
me because I was too little. But I
Well,
do remember.
I think about, going back in art. You remember those paintings that were the gypsies that were in the covered wagons? Um, they had the domed covered wagons, and they would wear the colorful skirts and the beads and all of that. It was just a particular look, a bohemian look, and that came back into style, with a lot of people getting those colorful big skirts, very full skirts. Kind of like what my mother used to wear to go square dancing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was it was something that, fashions change, but many times it's cyclical, and that stuff pulls off of things from the past and it just comes around again. And I think this is one of those things that has come around again and seems to be very fashionable.
Yeah,
That's why I
there's
can wear that's why I can wear my beads.
a so what I'm doing with my page, I'm starting out with in my book that has gel printed cardstock as pages. I think it might have even been just last April, maybe that there was a 30-day challenge for gel printing. And while I was doing that challenge, I made a bunch of pages and then I sewed them into this book. So that's the book I'm using today. And I'm integrating the two pages. I tried to match up my pages pretty as well as I could. But I'm also integrating the pages by taking some of these other scraps of things that I had that I thought fit the theme and gluing them on here and making the two pages coordinate better by having similar shapes and colors from these other scraps. And then I'm going to be putting this girl on here. Have to figure out how she goes. And again, this is an image from Unsplash, so it's not a problem for me to be using it. Oh crap. I
Uh-oh.
needed to position this better.
Ah, don't you love it?
Now it's not in the right position. I guess I'm just going to move her back a little
So
bit. I
our
don't want her face to be on this what are those things called? Hole savers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to glue all this stuff down and then I'll move to the next step. I've got some other stuff, a hand and this thingy and I don't know, stuff. Just gluing it down. You don't need to watch that. Let's go see what Peg's doing.
I'm okay. So while you were doing all of that, I was sitting here mindlessly coloring, but I suppose I ought to do more than that, huh? So let me set that
No
one.
more mindless coloring.
Let me set that one aside. So you can see all I've done is layer and stencil and layer and stencil on these papers. And then, as you do that, all those layers just become part of your intricate design. And then where I put paint on, I like to come back in and add the gel pen right around the design to emphasize the design. So that's what I'm doing here is I'm just drawing around and it kind of pulls it out of all that mess that's in the background. Can you see the difference between, one that doesn't have the ink on and one that does have the ink on and how it kind of pulls it forward? So that's one thing that you can do with these papers. These make great papers for doing things like these tags or even in your journal. But, all I did with these was to use my stencils and my paints and layer and layer and layer. So all of these papers are created that way. And then here's one where I've taken the imagery that is on here and I've just gone with my gel pen and started doodling. on there. And what you want to do, the reason these are not wet right now is because you want to make sure that you've got dry surfaces when you go back in with your pens. So these are some that I did last night so that if I was going to doodle on something, it would be dry. Okay. I also took some of those pieces and I started doing this sort of thing where I just had a background piece of paper. This is some really cheap, you know, that underlayment paper that you get from the hardware store in a great big roll. That's what this started out as. And I just put some color down on it, and then I started drawing. So I took a template like this, okay? And I started on the edge. You see the template has the lines here. And where my page starts and stops, I can put that right on the line. And I can grab a pen and I get something that's not water soluble in case I want to do something wet on top. And I just start drawing my pieces. And then I step down. I step down to something smaller. And I think, oh, that's not quite small enough. I want a bigger gap right here. So I'm going to go down to something even smaller, line it up on the line again, and draw another line. So that's all I did when I started doing this piece, okay? And then you can just keep going, keep going smaller and smaller or bigger and bigger, however you want to do it, and create the piece you're going to work from. Okay, so then I can come back to this and I can start doodling with my pen. And just do circles, do triangles, do squares, whatever comes to you. And then just fill in between them with your marker so that those stand out, like so. And then you can add your other color pen work too, over the top of this. And then you can just, figure out, okay, do I want this to be jagged? Do I want this to be a leaf shape? So I can just determine that, okay, at some point out here, I'm going to come out and make a design. And that wasn't very good. Okay, at some point, I'm going to come out and make a design and finish this out so that, I've got something like this. And then you just continue with your line work. And doodle and doodle and doodle to your heart's content. Filling in, adding color. This is the kind of stuff that you can just do mindlessly. The kind of stuff that you can throw in your bag and take with you when you have places to go and things to do, and you're going to be sitting in somebody's waiting room. So this is a good thing for that. And then, don't forget, you don't just have black. You've got all these other colors. You've got white. You've got all those different color Posca pens, so you can continue to add other elements just by changing up your color. And it becomes something that's a whole lot of fun. And, do those, those dots where you start with a big dot and then medium dot and the small dot, and, you just follow around like that. Those kind of things are fun. I can come in here do different line work in here. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do with these doodle pieces. And then, you know, you can add things like, here's a sparkly die cut feather, you know, so I could add sparkly feathers. I could add, you know, these are some of those papers that I had painted up. So I could add something from this, and I can, you know, draw around this sort of thing, or more flowers and butterflies, things like that that are done on these fancy papers. Just, you know, all kinds of things that you can do that are boho looking, right? And these are two-sided because I started with a scrapbook paper on these, but I would probably do some kind of edging on this just to bring this out. So you might want to go back to something like your bling here and a sponge applicator. And just, you know, touch up the edges of this so that it is going to stand out off your page. You can draw on top of these feathers also. Just more fun boho ideas, right? And actually, I think that needs some more of that pink on there. So I'm going to take that same stencil and add a little bit of that to make it bling more.
Bling, bling, bling.
Yeah. So there.
Well, I've got everything glued down, and now I'm just adding some. I just felt like I needed to add something to this headscarf. I've got some different little stamps and things that I can use on here to make this headscarf more interesting and more boho.
Did you read Cindy
Flower.
Bagley's comment?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you need to go read Cindy Bagley's comment. Or I can read it to you.
I thought it said Bonkers for Bob. I don't know anyone named Bob, but I'm sure
Bob
I
the
could
Builder, Bob who?
She was probably confused when she thought it said that.
I want to know which Bob she's speaking of here.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Maybe she knows a really cute Bob. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to a concert this weekend to Bret Michaels. He's a cutie back from the day, you know, back when boys wore makeup on stage. He was a cutie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something happened. They canceled.
Oh, goodness.
They're going to reschedule supposedly, but yeah. I was kind of looking forward to that as something to get away from all the other stuff.
Yeah.
That I've been doing. I was like, oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah. So, jazzed up her headscarf. I'm going to do some acrylic painting next. I'm not sure if I should stamp on anything else here, but I think I'm going to start working on the face and the hair and the hands. And then after that, we'll go a little bit crazy with other stuff.
Great. Go crazy.
Yeah, you know, gonna get out some acrylic paints.
Bob Ross? Oh, could be Bob Ross.
Oh, Bob. Oh, I do love him.
Yeah. I like his little
think
squirrel.
He's awesome.
He always had the squirrel.
Let's see. I probably need crimson, yellow, and some sort of blue, not cerulean.
I think Bob was probably the first person that introduced me to painting. Because I remember sitting and watching him on TV, and I got my first set of acrylics,
Uh-huh.
and I was going to do a monotone painting. I think I did about half of it. I've still got that canvas someplace.
Well, I think with Gina's design team, there's going to be an opportunity where you can remake that canvas, because I think there's something towards the end of the year where you take an old something you don't like and redo it. I vaguely remember that when we went through the schedule. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun.
Should be interesting.
All right. Get some acrylic paints out here. That's what I need. Ah. Ugh, I can't open this one.
Some of those lids, I just got an opener from Blick. Have you seen those? For the tubes that are hard to open?
No, these are tiny little tubes though, so they just get, I just need to put like something over the ouchy parts.
Mm-hmm.
I have ouchy parts. It's like little gears. It hurts my hands. I don't love it. Put some brown over here. No, that's black. Get your colors right, woman. Can't tell brown from black these days.
Well,
So I said hi to everyone. I'm not sure. If we missed you, hi.
it wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional. It's just going to be one of those days.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Get some water. We got some something. Let's work on this face. Ooh.
So I was watching, what is her name? Charlene something. She does these fabulous paintings, and she works a lot of times in watercolor and just different mediums. And I'm going to have to find her link and put it in somewhere. Anyway, all right, where was I going with that? Duh.
I don't know. Not sure.
Hmm.
You were watching her do something. Maybe it was Boho.
No, she does these very nature type things.
Oh, cool.
But it's almost like organic. It's yeah. So I guess she kind of rekindled my desire to paint. Because, I don't always feel like painting things. I don't know about you.
I actually don't paint very often at all. Not just like straight up paint. I use paint, but not in a traditional way.
Right. We're more collage, assemblage, that kind of thing than strictly painting.
Yep, definitely.
So
I mixed up some paints, and I'm just kind of going over this glued down image with some paint colors to make it look more like painterly and less like a picture that's glued on there.
and this.
Are you making some happy little trees?
And not a tree. Not a tree. It looks like a tree right now, doesn't it? It looks kind of like a tree. But I don't know if you guys are going to recognize what this is at this point. But I remember these from when I was a kid because they didn't have all those plastic things. They had my dad, one of his favorite things was to go fishing, right? And we had these bobs that went on our fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Bobbers. Yeah.
that's right. So these were wooden bobbers that went on my fishing line. So there you go. You got a bob. All right. There's a bob. Uh, too funny. Hi, Becky. Okay, it is a thing, a bob. Don't make me choke. On the ham sandwich, where's mine? Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, I'm so jealous now because I'm hungry. My yogurt is worn off, and my cold coffee didn't do a thing for me this morning.
Yeah, my tea was went totally cold by the time I
Right?
even touched it.
Yeah. So, Becky, I was just showing some of the boho tags that I gotten in your swap. If you guys don't know about Aunt Beck, go check out her channel. She does live shows on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, right, Becky? And if you click those little dots beside her name, you can find her channel. But they were making cute little art dolls. Shell, they were making cute little art dolls.
Oh, I do like art dolls.
Yeah, I know you do. So I was saying, oh, Shell should watch this.
I should, except for I'm never home on any times
I
that
know.
anybody's ever doing anything, usually.
I know. Well, I was just I'd finished up doing in the basement what I was going to do yesterday, and I was before dinner, and I just flipped it on, and there they were. It's like, oh, cute. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right. Be there or be square. Do you guys remember those those corny quotes? I don't know. I think it came out of the jingles that used to be on television. Do you remember those stupid jingles that they used for all the advertisements? Yeah. Well, anyway, I got exposed early. What can I say? Uh,
I don't know why my paint is drying up so quickly. And I'm not happy about it.
um, has the weather gotten drier out there?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot in my room right now.
Oh,
Really hot.
I had to turn the heat back on again last night. It's not hot here.
Should move to Arizona. It's nice here.
Yeah, I should move anywhere warm. Just saying. Yeah, it was like 40 or something last night. Yeah.
Yuck.
And I went to bed with socks on. I was still cold, so I had to get up and
I
turn.
went to bed with the covers on and immediately threw them off.
Yeah.
It's too hot. I'm sweating right now. Need to turn the air on or something.
Yeah, I had to put a sweatshirt on. It's just one of those days. I need extra clothing. I can't draw a straight line. What am I thinking? I don't know.
Did you
I'm
need a straight
straight
line?
line challenged, folks. I just am. Oh, Cindy, I would. I would. Let me get my life in order.
She invite me to South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. My kids are moving to Florida, so I'll probably be having a sunnier climb once in a while. The house they're buying has a pool that they want to convert to a saltwater pool
Oh, that'd be nice.
because they've all got skin issues. So I guess it's supposed to be better for people with eczema and stuff like that
Uh-huh.
to have the salt water. So that was my gift to my son-in-law was they have to change the filter out or however the filtration system is so that they can go to the saltwater system.
Uh-huh.
So Nan is contributing to the salt water. Yeah, I bet it is still pretty cool there. But when we were kids, that stuff didn't bother us. We would go jump in the cold water. I mean, I remember going up to Minnesota because Dad was, like I said, a fisherman. That's where the bob came in. And so we would go up to Minnesota to go fishing, and we were always on a lake, and it was always cold in the morning. But that's when I liked to go jump in the lake because there wasn't anybody else at the beach. And so the beach was mine. It was all mine. And I could go out there and paddle around to my heart's content. It was a lot of fun. Of course, we did all kinds of crazy things when we were kids. Were you a water baby? Did you spend time in the water?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had this thing that was called the dam,
Yeah.
and it was just basically a reservoir. And we would go out there in the summer, and it always had algae, and it was stinky. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't jump in it now, but I did back then.
Yeah. Well, the stuff growing in the water now, I don't think is quite what it was when we were younger.
I don't know. It was nasty,
Yeah.
but you don't even you see everyone else doing it as a kid, and you're just like, okay,
But at least algae is natural.
yeah,
I mean, some of the
that's
stuff
true.
that you see now, toxic waste, not too sure about. So, I don't know. Just entirely different.
At some point, my dad bought a wooden sailboat, and we'd take that thing out to the dam, and I very many times got whacked in the head with it.
Oh,
Because the boom will just go like,
Yeah.
You don't realize it's coming, and it's like, look out. But that's pretty
Yeah.
fun. We had that for a while.
Well, we're kind of landlocked here. I don't
Uh-huh.
know how we ended up being such a water family. I mean, my eldest brother was a merchant marine. My middle brother was a merchant marine. My youngest brother loves sailboating. Um, yeah, just craziness. So, when he retired, that's the thing. He went out and bought a bigger sailboat.
Yeah.
And my eldest brother had a fairly large sailboat, one of those that you could sleep on because he was up in the Pacific Northwest, and he
Like a
would
yacht.
he would take it um, through the inside passage there
Uh-huh.
up to Alaska and those regions. I always thought that would be
My aunt and
cool.
uncle on my dad's side, they bought at some point a we called it a yacht. I mean, it probably wasn't really a yacht, but it was big enough that you could sleep inside of it. And he had it out like in this place where you could come and get the water, get it, it was in the water. And then he would drive. He never really took us anywhere particularly interesting, just kind of out into the water on the Columbia or whatever. But
Oh yeah. Well, but the Columbia
um,
is pretty exciting.
yeah, and they took it out to play other places. They just didn't take us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love that area of the country. I mean the waterfalls, and I mean it's just so beautiful up there.
yeah,
But, I think I was exposed to a lot of that just going to Minnesota because of the rocks and the pine trees and all of that. Yeah, I like that stuff.
yeah, me too. I miss it.
Yeah.
I love where I live, but I do miss, more trees and the smell of it. But I can just go up to northern Arizona and see that stuff. So I just have to drive up there. It's not a
Yeah, well
big
you
deal.
have mountains you can go to, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Be going up there later uh, in May in a
Oh,
little bit.
fun.
Be going up there. Not for vacation. My kid's graduating. We'll
Well,
probably end up
yay. Congratulations.
go up and see him and watch him walk across the stage and be all cool.
That's a great thing to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget about graduations and stuff.
Yeah, that's May. May is always the graduations.
Well, I know. I mean, I used to run graduation at the community college. So, but since I'm retired, it's like, oh, I can forget all of that. Because that was a lot of work.
Yeah. And it's important. It's an important thing, but yet I really hate sitting through graduations.
Yeah.
It's hot, you know,
Yeah. Usually is.
miserable.
And everybody wants the speeches to get over. They just want to see their kid go across the stage.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Yeah.
Definitely. And for, a big university, it's going to be a long day. Plus he
Yeah.
has an award ceremony thing. He was um, nominated for the #1 senior in his department,
Oh, wonderful. That's
mathematics. He didn't
wonderful.
he didn't win the whole thing, but he got a nomination. So he goes to the ceremony, invited all of us. So we're going to go to that in the morning, and then we're going to go to the the walking across the stage thing in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And it's outside in Arizona.
Wow. That'll be nice and hot.
It's going to be hot.
So they're all saying congratulations, Shell.
Oh, thank you. I think I'm pretty much done with my acrylic painting. It's pretty okay. I think it's probably time to move on to something else. Let me look on the screen and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that looks pretty realistic and looks more like a painting and less like a picture, you know.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I've got all kinds of really crazy things to do here. I might do a little bit of integration first. I also don't want to waste all this paint. But, I don't think we welcome Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy. I was just scrolling back. I think she's the newest one that came in. So, hi, Judy.
Well, Peggy's here too. I don't think we said hi to Peggy.
Oh, hi, Peggy. Let's look back over there where I clean up my paints. I don't want to waste these paints, so I'm just gonna scrape them on to some paper to be used for collage later.
Anyway, okay, so I think part of what I was trying to tell you guys about this paper, the Carlin chick that I was telling you about, she was using some of this in her art, and I thought, well, hey, that's about the cheapest paper you can get, and it works fine. You know, it's very flexible.
Oh, that's what you were going to tell us about the chick.
Yeah.
You couldn't remember what you were going to tell us.
Yeah, I think I was having a senior moment here. Not that there's anything that goes on in my life. So, next week, I will be traveling, but I'm going to take some stuff with me so I can play along. And hopefully I'll remember to take some stuff with me to play along because I can broadcast when I travel.
I'm sure.
But is anybody playing along today? Is anybody doing some boho art with us? If you are, be sure and go over to Art Joy is Sharing Facebook group and share what you're doing with us because we like to see it. We like to see what you're doing.
Even if you do it a little bit later, not right this minute, but a little bit later, you're inspired to go do something. Be sure you share in the group, in the Art Joy is Sharing Facebook group. And if you're not in that group, then be sure you join.
Yeah. Because, okay, let me tell you guys something. In Art Joy is Sharing, it's not just Shell and I. There's a whole bunch of artists that are putting out video content for you guys. And there's a document in the file section with all of the links for that. So you can go in there and you can just have your high old time picking out things that you want to watch because the topic is there with it. So you can pick out a topic that you're interested in and find video content from these other makers that are sharing. So
yes, it is an art community. It's our group, but it's an art community.
Yeah.
So there's lots of stuff going on there for you to find and watch and get inspired by. Yeah, I don't like this dark.
So we also have a mood board over there for you so that if you're interested in doing a challenge based on a mood board, that's in there. And just all kinds of fun.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out on May 1st.
Yep.
That Peg has designed. Mine's still up there right now, and it's got bright pink.
Yeah, I did that one.
I like bright pink.
Only mine looks a little bit not so bright pink. I don't know. I think I was in a funk that day. because my mood board came out very moody.
Well, you were moody. What
I
are you
guess.
gonna do?
Well, I think I was doing it on Easter. I think I was doing it on
Easter.
Easter Sunday. So right now I'm just darkening up some of these lines to give it a little more definition. I like to have the weight of a nice dark line. Peggy wants to know if Shell has used painter's masking paper.
Masking paper.
Yeah,
No, not that I recall.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. She said she saw it in Nick the Booksmith's. I mean, I have masking papers. I'm not sure what Nick was using. I have, what's it called? Eclipse masking paper. Are you guys familiar with Eclipse masking paper?
I have some sort of frisket paper.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's different brands, different names. Hey, Vicky Ross, how you doing? Vicky says she uses her masking paper for jelly. Yeah, and I mean, as far as the jelly goes, I mean, you can cut snowflakes out of paper and mask your gel plate with stuff like that. So, there's lots of things that you can do. We just have to be imaginative.
Yes. My newest paper acquisition is some rice paper.
Oh, yeah.
And I was playing with that on my gel plate the other day.
Yeah, how do you like it?
I like it. I mean, I'm not sure that I feel that it's that much different than deli paper, really.
Yeah,
But you can also watercolor on it and, draw on it and all that type of stuff.
yeah,
But as far as I was thinking it was, going to be a translucent paper, and that's basically what it is.
yeah. Yeah, I have rice paper. I haven't really found the greatest application for it yet.
Yeah.
However, I do like it. It's a little bit more fibrous than some of the other papers.
Yeah. It does have a texture to it,
Yeah,
definitely. It's pretty
yeah.
fun.
So, I mean, if you're looking for something that's got a little more fiber to it, rice paper is a good one for that.
Yeah.
But then so is mulberry paper. Mulberry paper has a fiber to it.
Oh,
Um,
mulberry paper has a lot of fiber to it. So.
yeah, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys get a chance and you have never been there, you should check out paper stores like the Paper Source. Have any of you been to those kind of stores? They have all kinds of fun paper.
We have a store here called just Kelly paper or something like that I've been to and bought a lot of paper there before.
I'm trying to remember the company that I used to get a lot of those specialty papers from. I think it was like Black Arts, I don't know. Maybe you guys remember. But they were really beautiful. I mean, talk about your beautiful papers. I could just drool over the papers.
Yeah. I know the feeling is like you just walk through there and you're just like, oh, look at this one, and you touch it and they have samples and you're like, oh, this one and that one. You
Yeah,
could get really in trouble.
yeah. And because I would buy the big parent sheets and then say, well, where am I going to store that?
Uh,
Uh, but when you're trying to do some book art or something like that, and you want a nice big parent sheet, to wrap something up in, it's great. So anyway, so this would be kind of fun with maybe some of these dangles, or maybe some of these. What have I got? What have I got? There's another smaller one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ready to start with all this. I have all this stuff out, and I don't know. It's like stuff. I don't know at what point do I start gluing all this junk on here. Maybe I'll.
What I did with that.
Maybe I'll add some details here first. My little pencil. Like you do.
Like you do. Yeah, and I do not have the patience. I'll tell you, I am not a patient person when it comes to doodling and all that kind of stuff. I really am not.
Well, you must be more patient than me because you're actually doing it. I haven't doodled a single thing, so I keep saying I'm going to doodle.
I need some black gesso, I think. Because I think I want to paint some of this out. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can do this without getting it all over me.
That's always a good plan.
There's the thing. Can you do it without getting it all over you? Oops. That was the first oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
Obsessed with pencil.
Yes.
It's a problem, I'm telling you.
With pencils?
I can't stop illustrating everything.
Oh.
I can't stop. I just can't stop.
I understand. Okay, this is not where I wanted this to go.
Things are not going where you want them to go.
I'll have to touch that up. Just saying. So let's see.
What to do? What to do?
Is that a man good or a man bad?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. He's saying, oh, man.
I don't know. All right, okay, get a little crazy with this.
Uh-oh, going cray-cray.
It's not so good in a journal, but this is going to be a fun trim to put on here for sure.
Put it there. Okay. Enough with the gesso already. Now I got to clean up my mess.
Did you make a mess?
Yeah, well, I usually do. I need to let that dry. Maybe I should go back to my black page, huh? What time is it? How are we doing? We got a little time here.
I don't think we. What time do we end? In a half an hour.
Yeah,
Still got half an hour.
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking I like these feathers. And I like them against the black much better than I did against the,
Oh yeah.
because that's going to make it show up. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
I got to let that dry a bit. So let's go back to something else here, right? Not my bob. Not my bob. Hey, Holly Dalton, how are you? Let's see. So, okay, I need to do some more doodling on that. Right? Got to do some more doodling on that.
Always probably need more doodling. That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with all these layers. I mean, I can start something and come back to it later and take another second look at it and say, oh, okay, I think that needs a little something over here, or needs something there. But I love the depth that the layers give. And can you guys see there's like gold peacock stuff in here. I don't know if you
Somebody was asking me. This weird fluffy trim that I just glued onto the hat, the pink stuff, that is from Craft Box UK, which now has a store in the United States as well for this stuff. They have it on their website. It's a little over the top for me, but for this theme, works great.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything over the top when it comes to boho. I mean, you just
No,
keep layering it on, layering it on. I was going to pull out some embellishment stuff. I think
I got all
this,
these flowers. This is from Craft Box UK too. It was in the same box. They have a subscription box, and then you can also buy all the different stuff separately as well. So, no worries.
well,
This could get a little bit ridiculous. Just saying.
oh yeah.
Also, somebody came in. Oh, hi, Holly. Holly says she's sorry she was late. I think I could probably use.
Vicky says she wants that do-rag.
It is a fancy one.
Yeah.
A little bit out of control.
See, I like conversing with people like Vicky because we dig the jargon. We understand each other. You come in and you say, kind of reminds me of hippie chick, and I'm saying, well, yeah.
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
Yep. Drank the Kool-Aid.
Yep. Question is, what was in that Kool-Aid?
Yeah. So yeah, I should
Actually,
probably pull out some embellishments, huh?
I think that this is somewhat inspired by this lady that I met at the infusion center on Tuesday. Of course, she doesn't have hair right now because she's in breast cancer treatment, but she has all these different wigs, and she has a purple and and a blue one, and
Ooh.
she's just having the most fun wearing all these different wigs. She was showing me on her phone, like, and tomorrow when I come in, I'm going to wear this one. And
Well, how
she just,
cool is that?
if you're going to lose your hair, you might as well have fun with it.
Yeah, might as well,
And
right?
she was, and there was a lot of ladies there that had these type of, I guess what Vicky would call a do rag, that covering
Yeah.
their hair. There was a lot of them, so because that particular chemotherapy just takes your hair right off.
Yeah.
And she also had a brand new dress, and she was walking around showing everyone. It was a $10 dress, and it was really cute. It had like these bell sleeves, and she was just, this is my $10 dress.
I like $10 dresses.
Yeah, it was really cute. She says it's so comfortable.
Actually, my $10 dresses from Walmart allow me to buy craft supplies.
Yep, exactly.
Anyway, so let's see.
Gonna need like some little, I don't know what's on that one. Some rhinestones. I'm gonna have to go find some little sequins or
Bring it
rhinestones.
on.
Yep, exactly. Gonna have to get my box out with all that kind of stuff in it.
That's a very good idea. I was going to grab some embellishment stuff. I think, let's see, where do I want these things? I put one of the bigger ones in the middle, and these towards the outside, maybe. I should probably do some that's what I was going to do. Duh. Get my ducks in a row here. I'm going to get some gesso out. And palette knife. And just get some of that on my craft mat. Because the other thing that's a lot of fun is some of that dot art. I've got this flower shaping kit that I've had forever that I don't use anywhere near often enough. And in here I have a lot of these little tools, and this one that has the great big one all the way up and down. And so I can change it out. So I can do dot art using these different, I don't know if I want that great big one. Let's go to this size to start with. And so what I'm talking about is you're just picking it up with the ball and you're making a dot. Trying to get them somewhat even in size here. And then I'm going to do more of a dot radius out. And a little bit bigger. And there. Tiny one. Like so. Yeah, I know. Interchangeable tips, right, Barb? That's pretty cool. It's got some different ones. I mean, this one's got the piece on it so you can do your what do they call that? Quilling. So you can do your paper wrapping on the end because it's got the slit in it. Guys ever do quilling? Yep, I got to get this out of the
I
way.
think I need some stencils. That's what I need before I go too crazy here. Oh, what a mess.
You can just, wipe that off and change the size of your ball to do your dots with. And go to something smaller. So pick the next couple sizes down. Pick that up, and then I will come out from that.
I think you just lost your camera. Or maybe we actually lost her. Not sure. But I got a stencil out, and I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling with some of these bright colors. I got you some fluorescent pink. And some of that orange. This is actually cad red light hue. Maybe some magenta or something like that. For some stenciling here, just to kind of fill in the background a little bit. It's a little bit light. This color, I'm going to use this magenta from Tina Wakely Media. I'll get a pouncer. It just feels like something's needed over here in this area. And I like these dots, these like really large dots. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. To bring a little bit more color on this side. This side was pretty light in color in comparison to the other. They both have the oranges, but they were definitely not the same.
I swear now it looks like I'm in there twice. I don't know.
Well, you disappeared, so I'm glad you're back.
It just seems to be a thing now that I get kicked out of here at least once during the show. Yeah. YouTube, thanks so much for being free.
That's about all you can say. A little bit of this pink just right up here at the top, I think. That's better. I like that better.
So, okay, you guys that are watching, do you use any other format other than YouTube? Tell us, please.
I think probably we're transitioning away from Google Hangouts, is my guess, is what's going on.
Yeah.
And since they got rid of G+, then they're going to get rid of Google Hangouts as our live, and then we won't know what we're going to have next.
Right.
We don't even know.
Well, it's kind of like what was that other streaming app that we were using originally? There was another one.
Not sure.
But yeah, it's just gotten nuts.
Yeah.
Again, just got nuts again.
Yeah, just when we were getting used to everything, they went and changed something this morning and we couldn't get to the things we needed. And yeah. You just sometimes want to scream. Peg wanted to scream this morning. She was just about into screaming. Hmm. This isn't the right orange that I thought used before, apparently. This is much darker.
And now I need green, don't I?
You might. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I think my flower is going to need some more zhuzhing.
Zhuzhing. That's a good word.
Yeah,
I like that word.
I think it's gonna, because it's just not, it's not as bam as it should be.
The dot tool I'm using is, and you can use a number of different ones, but the one I have is from Heartfelt Creations. It's called a Deluxe Flower Shaping Kit. And then these
Sounds
are
like
just,
something you use with fun.
these are just some ones that my husband picked up at some craft something. I don't know if he was at a flea market or what, but I mean, he came home with a set of these kind of things. So, I mean, you can find these sometimes in the dollar stores. I know they have them online at Amazon. And then this one is nice because it's got, for flower shaping, it's got the cushions and things to, push your. Let me put this wet paint aside and show you what I'm talking about. It's got a nice soft cushion. So if I wanted to do some paper shaping, like with this, I can put the lid back on here to start with. And then I would probably spritz my paper first, just to break down some of the fibers. And take my shaping tool and, start pressing on the paper just to give it form. Because what it does is it breaks down those fibers in the paper that, the paper has a memory and it goes back to the same shape. And so you're breaking down those fibers and giving it a new shape. And, if you want it to turn the other direction, then you come around on the back side and you just, roll it along the edge here. And see how the paper is coming up towards my tool. And it's turning the leaf back that direction. So this is how you get some of that dimensional work with paper. You know, the people that are making flowers and all of that use this sort of thing. So, you know, you can get your leaf to have a shape to it. Or here's my flower. I have a flower. I'm going to spritz that one. And, you know, I can come into the middle of this. It brings the petals up. You see how it's pulling the petals up here? And then I can turn it over and I can, you know, go down the back side for the veins of the petals, and I can go around the edge and just form the petals of my flower the way I want it. And then, you know, I would let that dry. So I would probably take a little more care than I am with what I'm doing here, but I'm just giving you the fast version. But you see, you can get a nice rounded shape to that petal so that it becomes dimensional then. Just like your leaf now is dimensional. Paper shaping 101. Okay, going back to this. I think I'm just going to use a brush. I have a liner brush here somewhere. Should have a liner brush here somewhere, right? Or not. All right, when you don't, you just go to the pen.
I'm gonna use my white Posca eventually, but I'm gonna have to let that dry first. I just used my finger to just kind of add some of this fluorescent pink paint to the flower to make it a little bit more zhuzhed. A little orange in the middle here. Orange here and there. Got a lot of stenciling on there to kind of fill things in. I put this butterfly, but I think I'm going to have to put some dark in between the butterfly because it's, yeah. And I think I'm going to have to put maybe a word up here of some sort. Or something, because there's still all that space. I still have more flowers I could put on. Just not sure where. Could add more flowers on this side, but it's kind of, you know, crazy over there. Not sure. This page is going to have a hard time closing.
I had some of those.
I put all this extra stuff, it's going to have a hard time closing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do think that I need a little bit of shadow right here because she's blending in too much into the background. What happened to my water brush? It's gone rogue. Oh, there it is. Ugh.
Hmm. Hmm. All right.
Yeah, that's what I say. Hmm.
Get a little glue.
That's better. That is quite an outfit that she's got on her head, I'll tell you. I'm not sure I would wear that personally.
Really?
It's a little bit too much.
Well,
I am gonna make my hair purple today, though,
are ya? I like purple hair.
if I have time after infusion and all that junk. I got some of that overtone.
Yeah.
It's like a conditioner, and we'll just see if it works. Because I don't really want to bleach my hair anymore.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be just like a color depositing conditioner.
Cool.
So I'm going to try it on my whole head and make all my hair purple. And then it just washes out over time, and you have to redo it occasionally. But we'll see if it works. I'll let you know.
Okay. You keep me in touch with the reality here, because I do change my hair color.
I know. I know.
I need to find a new color, I think. It's time. It's time for me to find a new color.
Well, you don't have to worry about bleaching yours because it's already light. So then you can just.
Well, except that when I go into a salon, they always want to bleach
Uh-huh.
it, and then my hair doesn't turn out the color it's supposed to turn out. Really makes me angry.
Tell them to quit bleaching it.
I know, right?
Why can't they just put it over the top of the light color? Silly.
I would think that my gray is certainly light enough that they could just put it on there, but no, I think they just want to charge me. I think they just
Yeah, they might want to open up the. Sometimes there's not enough. Gray hair is resistant. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't like to accept anything.
But I don't think my hair is resistant to purple.
Yeah, why would it be? I mean, that would be silly.
Just saying. Okay, that is way too wet for me to be doing much. But I think I will bling this one out a little bit.
Yeah, Maria, in the past, I've just put a streak. And right now I have like a hot pink streak in the front part of my hair because I didn't want to bleach. My hair is already weak enough without trying to go and damage it. But this overtone stuff, I should be able to just do my entire head. So the areas that have the light brown hair will just be a kind of a dark purple, and then the area that has the light pink that's almost used to be hot pink that's faded out should turn purple.
Cool.
That's what should happen. So I'll let you guys know if it does actually happen.
I hope so. Because
I
that
know.
sounds promising.
Yeah.
I'm all about the color.
I bought the purple for brown hair or whatever. Purple for, yeah, that's what it is.
Purple for brown hair
Purple for
girl.
brown hair. Yep. I was torn between the vibrant purple and the purple for brown hair because I have brown hair, but it's not super dark.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a light brown. So I didn't know if the purple for brown would be too intense, but probably not.
Cindy, your brown hair is gorgeous. Cindy took hers back from the purple to a beautiful brunette. It's gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
Just saying. I saw her when she came home from the salon, and she was looking good.
Oh, looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the bling. It adds. So I need to add some to that one. Get a knife. Those things are not going to stay down for the show. I know that because it's way too wet and it's gotta go through a few more changes yet. That's okay.
I think the last thing I'm going to do is put this word on here, and I'm just tracing a stencil with my Posca pen, which is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living on the edge at this
Oh,
point.
all right. $10 years of red. Okay. I've been a redhead, I've been a blonde, I've been a brunette, I've had black hair, I've had purple hair, I've had pink hair. Yeah. I haven't bought any kind of hair that I can get.
I've never had black, but I've had just about everything else.
Well, we're talking about boho and hippie.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, if you didn't have long, straight black hair, you were not hip.
Oh.
So I had to have long, straight black hair. Actually, I did it for Halloween one year because I was going as a tatted up biker babe.
Uh-huh.
So I got those sleeves, those tattoo sleeves that you can put on. My
Uh-huh.
daughter and I did it together, and then I got this wig that's long, straight black hair. Yeah, I was rocking
Do it now.
it.
You could have long, straight black hair right now. You just go put that wig on.
Yep. So true, so true. I should have used some sequins on here too. Sequins are a real boho thing.
Oh, definitely. And they're inexpensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a lot of stuff. A lot of embellishment stuff, so I don't think I need to worry about the expense of it because I need to use it up, but I will never use all of this before my life is over. Just saying.
Oh my gosh. We're past time.
Are we? Okay. All right.
Apparently. I didn't notice, but it says 10:04 on my thing.
Oh, well, how did that happen?
I don't know. So this is just about done. I'm probably gonna fill in the word with some sort of color or something. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much done.
That is
How about you? Are you done?
pretty psychedelic there, kiddo.
Well, that's what you said boho, didn't you?
And, peace to you. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here today. This was a lot of fun and love hanging out with you guys. And I hope you come and join us on Art Joy of Sharing.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next week.
Next week is pick a stick challenge.
Pick a stick.
Pick a stick. That's
All
what
right.
we're doing next week. Yep. I'm
Okay,
pretty
guys.
sure. Bye-bye. See you
Bye.
next week.
Bye, Michael. Bye, Malaya.